Hello again, I am Jim Bob, and welcome back to F1 Manager 24 Creator Team. Kind of with Brabham, but also kind of not with Brabham, as we are putting the series on hold until the new patch. We did a poll to decide whether or not we would carry on, because we had some money owed to us, which we didn't get. A whopping 8.5 million, give or take. And so we're going to wait and see if that is hopefully in the patch notes, and then we may pick up where we left off, or we may rerun the previous race so that we can try and get that money once the patch goes through. So in the meantime, I figured we'd do something a little bit different, and we're going to do some logos and liveries tonight. So you've all seen the Brabham stuff. Let's have a look at what else I've been working on. How you doing, Packins? How you doing, Dino? So if you caught my live stream on Twitch at the weekend, well, yesterday in particular, you will have seen that I've added a golf livery to my Porsche selection. And after that stream ended, I even went ahead one further and created a golf logo for that livery. So we'll go straight into team branding, and I'll show those off for you. So there we go. This is my Porsche team, but replace the Porsche badge with the Golf badge for now, just while this livery is running. I do have some other liveries and stuff. There will be a tutorial coming on the Golf if anyone wants to see it. That'll go up in a couple of days. And right before tonight's stream, I finally finished working on something that has been giving me a little bit of grief. It's been a tricky one, but I'm very, very pleased with how it's turned out. Let me just have a quick look. These are my other Porsche liveries. So we've got the default there, and then we've got the special edition, the all German edition. But yeah, that's what I've been up to with Porsche. Let me go back to the right logo. There we go. And I'll show you my Lamborghini team as well. So I've been busy making some additional liveries for the Lambo as well. So this is the default. It's just a nice simple black and yellow combination there. Yellow with the black rear end, and then the black thin stripe, and then driver suits to kind of match that. So predominantly black with yellow branding, yellow sponsors. That is the main livery for my Lamborghini, but I have gone ahead and done some additional liveries for Lambo as well. So I have a special Vegas edition where the car is all glitzy and gold instead of yellow, and I have also done a Italian version of the Lamborghini as well for when we go to Monza. I did have a look at maybe going with that, but I decided, that just didn't look right. Looked too much like Hungary. I don't know. I may see if I can do something with that, but that is the plan. That one there. So that's my Lamborghini stuff, and then I worked on something, as I say, before this stream, and let's see, I've got a couple of different liveries for it. Actually, what was this one? Oh yeah, I did a Rothmans livery, classic Rothmans livery for Porsche as well. Completely forgot about that one. This one was actually quite tricky, trying to figure out the right way to get it done because of the colours. So I had to, as you can see, do some vertical gradients on the first one there, and then a horizontal gradient on the second to get the colours in the right order and in the right position without taking up the rest of the car. I would have liked there to be a bit more blue at the front, but unfortunately I just couldn't get that done with the options available. I really do wish in a future update we'll be able to paint individual areas of the car rather than just have, you know, deliveries that we have with very little options, or at least be able to apply more than 3 colours for the car. That would be nice, but yeah, that's my additional Porsche livery there, a Rothmans Porsche. So the other livery that I have been working on, there are 2 of them. This is the first one. Not really sure if I want to go with that. It'll make sense. I haven't obviously messed around with the sponsors on this one yet, but it'll make sense when you see the actual manufacturer logo. This is the other version of that, which is the one that I kind of prefer at the moment. If you do follow me on Reddit, you'll probably have seen that already. But let me load the livery onto that as well, or the logo onto that as well. I'll do the driver suits as well. Got some special driver suits as well. So we've got, you know, damn it, I haven't saved my golf suit. Damn it, I thought I'd saved my golf suit. I've got my 2 German Porsche liveries there. I've got my Lamborghini, and Lamborghini, and then this is the new one. Now it's time to load on the logo, and there will be a tutorial for this coming tomorrow. There we go. So I've now created a Ford team as well. And I do kind of get, at least with the driver suits, looking at the back, I do kind of get flashbacks of the Rothman Williams with that suit. So I might end up doing see if I can do a Rothmans Williams at some point as well. We'll see. I won't be very popular with Red Bull. Well, I think that's a nicer logo than the Red Bull logo. Yeah, that took a while to do. So we're going to try and make some logos live. That could be a bit of a challenge, but we'll have a go, see what we can do. So I can cross off the Ford because I've just finished that one now. I have got a basic BMW, and I have been thinking about doing an updated version of BMW. That's what I have. But I've been toying with the idea of maybe trying to do an M version of the BMW. So I've got a couple of ideas. One with the actual M logo, so just like the 3 coloured bars and then the M. And then the other one is to try maybe the BMW logo that has the M colours orbiting around the logo. It would mean I would need to shrink this one down, but I don't have the space put everything else in. So let's have a crack at that. Let's go and start editing things down a bit. We'll start with these. Bring them down by 5. It's not going to give me enough space. So let's go down to 62. You're up to P6 in the standings, are you now, Dino? Nice. Yeah, your message earlier about the sponsor payments, I couldn't find that anywhere. I went through previous patch notes. I couldn't find what you were talking about anywhere, unfortunately. I don't think I need both of those circles. I don't. Extra layer there. Let's shrink that down. Okay. Now we're going to rework the letters. They're too big. Go. All right, so we've reduced the size. Yeah, where did you see it online? Because I looked, I couldn't see it anywhere. I couldn't find it in the patch notes to say that they changed the way it was being paid out. go something like that. And change color to black. And then we'll duplicate that. We'll move that all the way down. There we go, step that in. So now we should have, we change the color on that to make it visible. There we go, a little black outline around the edge. Now I need to put the M colors into this, so this is where it's going to get a little bit trickier. But I've got plenty of layers left, so I need... Where is it? There we go. Need that. I'll leave it red for now. And I need to rotate that 90 degrees. Okay. And I want that to be a low layer down there. Might have to... Got this a little wrong here. I haven't gone big enough on the outer ring. Just duplicate this, bring it down, move that, flip it. So I want a thin red line like that, and then I want to... Oh, nope, wrong one. And that wants to be the BMW red. It's not quite the right shade, so let's just darken that up a little bit. Okay. Then I want a dark blue. Let's take this layer. Rotate that round another 90. Okay, and for this I want color to be the deep blue, quite a deep blue. Needs to be darker than that, I think. Yeah. go. This was the anniversary logo. I think it was like the 75th anniversary logo. Evening, Clark. Now I need to duplicate that. Drop that down to the bottom. There we go. Let's change the color on this. This needs to be the sort of pale blue color. If I can actually see it. It's in the wrong position. I'm just working on getting the shade right. I might need to thin these rings out a little bit as well. So the color needs to be can't quite get the right shade. Let's go with that. That's close enough, I think. Right, so let me check the thickness of my layers here. So, we go. No, they need to be a bit thicker. Need to be at least that thick, I think. Yeah, it's about halfway. Okay. So the blue layer is about the right thickness. Now I need the pale blue layer to be the right thickness as well. That should do it. Now I need to get it in the right position. So this needs to rotate back to 90. Okay. Burn that. Where's my white layer? Move. And now my black needs to move as well. So that is what size? That's 138, so I need to go 140 on the bottom layer. There we go. That's our thin black outline. And now I need to get rid of the gaps. So I need to... Let's see. I'm going to need to duplicate this layer. And I want that to be white. And I want that to flip and move. Hang on a minute, did I... Didn't duplicate it. Bugger. Or if I did, I didn't move the right thing. No, I didn't duplicate it. Alright, so let's try that again. Duplicates. There we go. Colour. White. Move. Flip. Okay, and let's move this layer down. And now I need to do... Oh, that was it, actually. Yeah, there we go. So that is the anniversary BMW logo with the M colours around the badge. So let's save that over my really old Brabham logo. There we go. Oh, no. I have got something else to do. I thought there was something missing. Duplicate. Move the layer down. Thought I'd missed a step. Now I need to move that layer to there. And bring it out. something's not right. Why? Okay, is that it? Yeah, there we go. So we have our anniversary BMW logo. So some of the logos that you were suggesting when I was asking were Ligier, Minardi. We're going to have a look at doing the Ligier logo, or at least the Ligier sticker, which I think actually makes a nice modern interpretation of the original Ligier logo. So this one is actually pretty simple by the look of it. We're going to want, let's have a look. Let's have a look at changing. Do I have? No, I don't. So we're going to have to build this one up in sections. Go with one of those, and we'll duplicate that, flip it round, and we'll move it to -70. There we go. The hardest thing about Minardi is going to be the lion in the middle. All right, so we have the base. This is where it could get a little bit trickier. No, I'm all right. I know what I'm doing. Okay, so yeah, I've got it. I've got it on my phone. At the dragon slash lion slash chimera slash whatever it is does look like that's going to be a chore trying to figure that one out. We want a nice deep blue. You have to go a little bit darker than you ideally want as well inside the editor, because as soon as it gets out in the showroom and onto the car, it looks too bright. So we'll go with that. It looks way too dark, but it should look better once we put it onto a car. Let's bookmark that color. So this is to create my thin outline. So we're going to do a resizing. We're going to duplicate some layers. We'll shrink that down 2 steps. And now I need to duplicate this as well. Oh, not twice. And we want to take that down 4 steps that way, and then stretch it back out that way. So, like I said, this is based on a sticker, not the actual Ligier logo. The Ligier logo I didn't think was actually that nice. I think this actually works much nicer as an actual livery, as an actual logo for like a reimagined version of Ligier. Go with that size. So Ligier. Yeah, this kind of pays homage to that a little bit, but it does it in a very different way. Change. Go. And loop. Change. There we go. So my letters are there. We'll reposition those towards the end. First thing I want to do now is I want to start work on the upper section. I need to be able to see what I'm doing, because it's so dark on a dark background. We're going to change the temporarily change the color of the lower rectangle layer. so I can see where that border is. There we go. So I want that right up against it. I also want to bring it down in height. I'll get into that point where they don't line up properly. There we go, that's about right. I want to thin it this way a little bit as well. Let's take it up a little bit. There we go. Let's fatten her up a touch as well. Okay. So we're going to not change. We're going to duplicate this, and we're going to move that to there. And this is where we're going to put the French flag in. Things don't always line up properly as well, which is really frustrating. One thing you can do is try and use the R2 and L2 to sometimes rotate things, but it doesn't always work, and it can sometimes flip the axis slightly. So something like, if you've got a letter that's off kilter with all the others on the same level, you can press like R2 to mirror flip it, vertically, and it will sometimes get it looking, a bit better. Doesn't always work, but it's worth a try. Now I need to create a box around the back of that, just to try and tidy that up a bit. But I think the easiest way for me to do that is actually build the box with individual pieces. Now I'm checking for the thickness. That looks pretty good. do. Duplicate. Move. Rotate. I'll be building a box underneath as well, so I'm going to connect those further down. I'll be stretching them further so they reach all the way underneath. But for now, I just wanted to get the basic framework in. Okay, so let's take that, duplicate that, move that down. And we'll duplicate that twice. Okay, now I can resize this. Layer is in the wrong place. Okay. Get rid of this one now. And we'll bring this part of the box down. And that is actually quite useful. I can see that the two sides are not far enough across. You can't really tell at this stage, but you'll definitely be able to tell when it goes on a car. Let me try with a quick resize of the center cross piece instead. There we go. Might still have a little gap. Again, we'll have to. There is something we can do to make our life a little bit easier. We can create a temporary background. Let's just take the square. we'll make it a yellow colour so it's nice and bright. There we go. That makes things a little easier to see what I'm doing. Also see that the spacing there isn't right. There we go. That clears that up. Same on that side. It's better. Okay, something that might be easier then. Is building an actual, just putting a big rectangle underneath and then dropping the colours and etc. on top. But it does make it a little risky that, you know, we'll have overlap in the wrong places. There we go, that fits there. Bring that one down like that. Okay. Recolor that back to what it should be, which is our deep blue color. Now we want the square. And I want to resize this the same thickness. That's about right. Again, it's either too big or too small because of the overlap. But that wants to sit there. We're going to have to rearrange the layer order. We'll do that later. And now we want to duplicate and move. And duplicate and move. And this ties in the checkered flag. So we're about ready to start organizing things as they are supposed to be. So I need which layer first? This layer needs to come up. There we go. Now I need my letters to come up. Okay. So the middle eye is slightly offset from the center. The R wants to be about there, which means the L wants to be about the same on the opposite side. What's the position of that? 51. Let's go 50. And then we'll go minus 50 on this side. Go. And then we'll delete that. And there we go. We have a Ligier logo. So let's apply this to a car and let's see if we can create a livery for it. And there you can see how it's now looking a bit brighter in here. You can see it on the back of the driver suits as well. May yet need to brighten up a touch more on that dark blue, but for now it is okay. Let's have a look at the back of the suit. Yeah, might need to tidy that up. But let's look for a Ligier livery. I haven't actually saved one of those yet, so let's have a look at some historical liveries. So they had just a very boring blue. The whole car just blue, nothing else. There is one that is blue with white side pods. Actually, I think I know which one might work quite well for that. This one might work quite well. We have to go like that and then get the right shade of blue. We want matte paint, I think, maybe satin. Do I know what the JS stands for in every Ligier chassis number? No, I don't. I'm guessing it's the name of name of somebody important. Oh, I can see here I forgot to reorganize the black bottom square. You can see it sticking over the box. We'll have to fix that. That black is annoying in the center, the carbon stripe. It would have been nice if it was white, but go slasher. I quite like that. Not the fact that the guy died in what 66. I quite like this livery. If we were to move that down to there. So this is kind of based off the JS37. I just wish it didn't have those carbon stripes in it. Or if I could change the color of those carbon stripes. It should, I think, have a little bit more white. But I don't know if I can get the white in the right position. Yeah, that needs to be the blue. That's too much. That should be blue. Oh, that's frustrating. This is why I want to be able to choose which individual bits you could paint. That's close enough, I think. And the engine badge on the side, or the team badge on the side pod at the back there, the exhaust manifold looks pretty nice. So we have a Ligier. Let's go in and fix the logo. So that needs to move above the 3 black squares. There we go. That fixes that. We're going to just brighten up a touch as well. It's still a little bit too dark. So let's go color. Let's go up to 10. Start at the top, make sure that all the blue pieces are painted the new shade of blue. That one's already done. and now the outer layer. And there we go. You can see that blue is now the color that I wanted it to be. And you can see that the flags are now fully enclosed inside the box frame that we made as well. So yeah, there we go. Did you see the update to the Golf livery I've done, Farah? Were you here for that or not? Yeah, it was at the beginning. So we're going to do Lotus next. At least we're going to try and do Lotus next. Could be a little tricky in places. We'll be a little limited because of a lack of font options, etc. But we'll see how we do. So let's start with the. I'm gonna reload the file. Those liveries are saved, or the emblems are saved. It just clears out the color palette, so I haven't got all those deep blues in there. There we go. Yeah, we'll probably have to go a little darker than we need it to be, so we can get the shade right first before we start darkening up. I will have a tutorial for the Golf coming soon. The Ford logo gets that treatment first, because that one's blowing up on Reddit right now. A lot of people asking for the guide on that one. Let's go with a big circle. duplicate and change the color. Again, a little bit darker than it needs to be, simply because of it's going to be brighter as soon as it comes out of this area and goes into the showroom and onto a car. Yeah, oh, excuse me. I'm tired. So that's as big as I can go, 200%. But luckily, that is pretty much exactly what I want it to be. So that worked out quite nicely. I didn't want to do that. That's what I wanted to do. Right, so to duplicate this, color of this is going to be white. Break it down a touch, and then we want to duplicate again and change the color back to green. And this supposed to be about the same sort of gap as the circle radius, so we'll go with that. And we have the basic framework now for the Lotus. It's very little left to do. It's just the word Lotus, and then it's the ABCC in the center. So let's start with the lettering. Again, we don't have the right font. We'll do what we can. In fact, actually, let's start with the T. I'm going to put a guideline in. Which we'll be deleting once the letters are where they need to be. Okay, so the scale's slightly too big. Let's bring them down to a 20% instead. So minus 26, so that wants to be 6. 26 and a negative 15 rotation. And that's at minus 45. Okay. So we can now move that on to plus 45. Pushing out an extra one. Get rid of our guide layer. don't know if this will work. Might be too thick. I think it's going to be too thick. Yeah, it's too thick. I'm going to drop these letters down a couple of spaces. I'm looking at the classic Lotus badge that just had the ABC. It might be just the car manufacturer badge rather than the actual, rather than just Lotus on it. I mean, I've got a black and white version, which is a little different, but again, just says Lotus on it. I can only work from the source material I have. This could be a bit tricky if I get this. That's too thick as well. It's way too thick. How you doing, Tony? This is where you get into periods where you get kind of lost in thought for a bit. It's a little bit too big. I don't think I can get a triangle smaller than that to work. Let's have a look. Can I design badges and send them on? No, not really. You can't send them on, but this is why I do my tutorial videos. So if I get a video design that I like and I'm happy with, I write the coordinates down in a notebook so I can then, the notebook, the same one with all the setups from last year. It goes in that notebook, and then I recreate the livery from scratch following the each line in the notebook. And that's how I can then translate that into a tutorial video. That's what I did for Porsche and for Brabham. I wish I could make that a little bit smaller. Alright, that's close enough. That'll have to do, I think. Jackie Stewart was one of the biggest proponents of pushing forward for safe improvements in safety after getting to the point where he was sick of watching all of his friends die. They were losing a driver almost every race by that point. So he was one of the driving forces between getting safety improvements put in. The main reason why a lot of Grand Prix have chicanes in them now. A lot of circuits that didn't used to have them had chicanes added in the 70s and 80s to try and create those areas of lower speed. Circuits like Hockenheim and obviously Imola, very much so after '94. But even Silverstone never used to have circuits, used to have chicanes or anything like that. Yeah, it's just not going to work. I'm going to have to build the A. It's what I hate when things don't line up properly. It's so annoying. Evening, Victor. And Mr. Waters here. It's getting there, Mr. Waters. It's proving a little bit stubborn at the moment. All right, let's go with that. I'm going to be. I'm going to try and be clever here. I'm going to copy that. Change the color. Damn it. There we go. It's not quite perfect, but it'll do. Now I need to build another C. Oh shit. That's gonna be hard. I just realised I could have made this so much easier on myself. I know what I'm going to do. Don't know why I didn't think of trying this. There we go. How much easier was that? Now I've got to do another one in the middle. Let's move these layers down. Okay. So we want this one. We want to duplicate. We'll bring that down to here. We want to dramatically resize this one. And then I want to take that one and duplicate that. That's so much easier way of doing it, yeah. So now I need to rebuild or resize the A and the B. Go about that size. Move that out of the way. Let's just clear that out for now. Again. Excuse me. Right, where is my A? There it is. Just sticking that up a touch. The B is probably in the wrong position. That's about right. Can't get anything to line up. There we go. Right, so the C in the middle is too small, so we need to resize that, but that's an easy thing to redo. There we go, and then we just need to add a little bit more curve into the C. Might be which piece to use here. I'm not going to overcomplicate things. I'm going to keep it relatively straightforward. Go like that. And then we need the arrowhead. And it's a little bit too big. Let's see if I can maybe reduce that a little bit. There we go. That's better. And obviously we just need to recolor all these red bits now as well. So color, white. And there we go. That's the finished article. Let me just see if I can maybe just stretch out the C, the interior C, a little bit more. Oh, you're looking to see what the ABC was for? Yeah. Yeah, it's Chapman's initials. And there we go. I am very happy with that. So we now have the updated BMW badge. We've got obviously the new Ford badge. We've got the Golf badge, the Ligier badge, the Lotus badge. So we've done 3 badges tonight so far. Let's see, what else can we attempt? I suppose we should try that Minardi logo. That is going to be tricky. So, again, we want a nice deep blue. We'll go with this just for now, but we'll need to darken it up. That will be too bright. Trouble is, the writing of Minardi's in lowercase. I can't believe they haven't given us the option to put letters in lowercase. So ridiculous that we've only got capitals. So we're going to have to do Minardi in capital letters. Potentially. Because I just don't think I'll have enough layers to write all of Minardi in lowercase and do the lion justice. We'll try and shed some letters where I can, but you know, just writing Ford took a lot of layers. An awful lot of layers. So I don't know how easy it'll be to do the the lowercase writing. Right, we want a rectangle. Well, thanks to the power of Google, you actually get to see what it is I'm trying to do. Rather than just me making something up off the top of my head. The Ligier one was a little bit different because unless you knew exactly what sticker I was looking at, that was a little trickier. But when it comes to actual logos, yeah, much easier to tell. Okay. Where are we trying to watch? There they are. It's like watching Bob Ross. Put in a happy little triangle. I'm not sure that's going to be the right triangle. I might have to try a different one. Probably should have tried this one first. sure about that. No, that's not the one. I can't tighten the angle enough. Maybe I could cheat a little bit and just stretch out the base. Let's just move that one out of the way. Okay, we'll have to have a little gap at the very edge. I can live with a very little gap like that. So we want to get rid of that. And we want to delete that. We want to recolor that. That. Huh. That should theoretically be the same angle. Crap, I didn't save my green. I didn't think I'd need to. This is probably the most universal piece that you can use. The titanium thin eye. You can use this for so many different things. I've used this in so many different situations. It's such a versatile piece because it can go really thin as well as really long. There we go. So, next up is the actual word Minardi. Again, we'll have to temporarily do it in a much smaller font. So M-I-N-A-R-D-I. D. Didn't have to spell for a moment then. Nope, don't want to duplicate. Right. Change. There we go. Alright, so let's move the I all the way over. So the A is just off center. About there. Definitely too small on these letters. Way too small. That's a bit better. Right, how the hell am I going to tackle this beast? A lot of layers, which is good because I'm going to need them. Let's get the obvious bit out of the way. I think that actually is the right idea. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to try and approach this the same way that I approached the bull for the Lamborghini logo. I'm going to look for obvious shapes that I can use and then build on top of those. So that's the torso / curved back of our big beastie. Let's just thin that back curve a little bit. Gonna go with well, how small can I make that? Pretty small. That's going to be my head. So we want that to be about that sort of size, about that sort of position. A lion needs a backside. Let's give him one. We're getting our basic shape. Let's see, what could I use for the tail? No, that's no good. You'll cry for me if I can't import these. Well, I'll have them written down in my notebook. So, I mean, it'll take a little bit of time, but I'll be able to recreate them pretty straightforward, assuming that the system doesn't change. And that's assuming that there is a next game as well, of course. There might not be. The hardest part is figuring out which bits to use. Once you've got it sussed, it's so easy to then recreate. You just literally go through, write down the coordinates for each piece, and then you can just go in blind. Well, not blind because you won't be able to see what you're doing, but you know what I mean. You can go in on a brand new start, on a brand new customization page, and just start from scratch and recreate it very quickly and easily. You know what? I thought that would actually be a little tricky, but I just figured out a good way of being able to do the tail. I'll need to fatten it up a bit. Don't know if I can get that thin enough for what I want it to be. Might have to try something else, but I'm just roughing out ideas at the moment. Alright, so that's the basic shape of the tail. I'll tidy that up in a bit. Do, 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 do. use for an eye? Need something that's really small, and I don't know if I've got anything I can use. Come back to that later. Arms. Good old universal titanium eye. And acts as a frame. Something for me to build on. How many layers have I got left? Not many. Legs could be tricky. Alright, there we go. That's 1 foot. A little bit more. Right, to reposition the back of the tail a bit now. Not sure about that back leg. It doesn't quite look right. It's going to need a bit more work. What can I use for fingers? I wonder. Kind of works. running out of layers. Oh God. Excuse me. It's not really going to give me what I needed. Plus, it's too big. Perfect. It's not a very big sword. Got 2 layers left. Still not happy with that rear leg. and the lack of an eye is bugging me. I know what it is that's bugging me about that leg. That. Right. What can I do to put an eye in? Love just to be able to put in a small dot. And there's no option for it. But he needs an eye. Oh, I wonder. And our good friend Titanium Eye come to the rescue. Probably too big. Oh yeah, it's way too big. But if I can tidy up rear of the tail, I can reallocate some of those layers where they would be more beneficial. There we go. We have to go for a less fancy tail. Just to get a little bit more detail where we need it. So one more layer I can save. Just to try and put a bit more detail back on that tail. I guess we thin out the sword a little bit. Make it less pointy. There we go. That's it. My attempt at Minardi. I don't think I did too bad a job. Considering I did it live and couldn't sit here for hours just fapping like I normally do. I just have to see whether it gets the Dino seal of approval. Why have I saved that twice? Did I save over something? Did I have something here that I've just saved over it with the Lotus? We did Ligier Lotus, we did the BMW. I don't think I had something there. Praying I didn't have something there. All right, well, there we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 logos done. And we did a livery or two as well. Plus, we also went over, the changes I've made to Porsche and the Golf logo livery combo. I'm pretty happy with the evening's work. Now I need to start building a tutorial for this. But I will also do tutorials for all of the logos that you can see. So we've already got one up for... Oh, no, I thought I got rid of the wrong one there. We've already got one up for Brabham, our main one. Got one up for Skoda. Probably going to redo Skoda at some point. We've got one up for Lamborghini. We've got one up for Porsche. We've got one up for Maserati. And then we'll be adding in the BMW, the Golf, the Ligier, the Lotus, and the Minardi, all as tutorials going up on the channel over the next week or so. So do keep an eye on the video feed for those. Hopefully the patch goes live tomorrow, but I think it's probably going to be later in the week that we'll see it, and then we can crack on. Tomorrow we will do some racing regardless, so it may well be that we'll do a race with Lamborghini if the patch hasn't gone live, and then we'll just substitute in Lamborghini until the patch has gone live, and then we'll go back to Brabham. But it should only be another day or two, I hope, until that patch goes live. So yeah, not a bad evening's worth of work. I'm sure I can probably refine that a little bit more at some point, but for now I'm pretty happy with that. And I will be back with some more F1 Manager very soon.